Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to discuss about the chemistry first lesson, fiber to fabric. In class 6, you have learnt about some fibers obtained from plants. You also learnt that wool and silk fibers are obtained from animals. Wool is obtained from the fleece. It is nothing but hair of sheep or yak. Silk fibers came from cocoons of the silk moth. Do you know which part of the sheep's body yields fibers? Are you aware how these fibers are converted into the woolen yarn that we buy from the market knit sweaters? Do you have any idea how silk fibers are made into silk, which is woven into saris? In this chapter, we shall try to find answers to these questions. Animal fibers, wool and silk. Actually, fibers are divided into natural fibers and synthetic fibers. Natural fibers are plants and animals, the fibers which come from plants and animals. Synthetic fibers are made by chemicals or man. Wool comes from sheep, goat, yak, and some other animals. These wool yielding animals bear hair on the body. Do you know why these animals have a thick coat of hair? Hair trap a lot of air. Air is a poor conductor of heat. As you would learn in chapter 4. So hair keeps these animals warm. Wool is derived from these hairy fibers. Activity 3.1. Feel the hair of your body and arms and those on your head. Do you find any difference? Which one seems coarse and which one is soft? Like us, the hairy skin of the sheep has two types of fibers that form its fleece. The coarse bare hair and the fine soft under hair close to the skin. The coarse bare is nothing but rough hair, and the fine soft under hair is nothing but the soft hair. Soft wool and rough wool. Coarse bed hair is rough wool and fine soft under hair is soft wool. The fine hair provide the fibers for making wool. Some breeds of sheep process only fine under hair. Their parents are specially chosen to give birth to sheep which have only soft under hair. This process of selecting parents for obtaining special characters in their offspring, such as soft under hair in sheep, is termed as selective breeding. Selective breeding means nothing but the farmers, when they will sell the wool, they will get more money for this soft wool. So the farmers also breed the soft wool giving sheep so that their babies also give soft wool for them. Animals that yield wool. Several breeds of sheep are found in different parts of our country. However, the fleece of sheep is not the only source of wool. True wool commonly available in the market is sheep wool. Wool is common in Tibet and Ladakh. Mohair is obtained from Angora goats. So here mohair is a type of wool which is obtained from Angora goats. Found in hilly regions such as Jammu and Kashmir. These Angora goats are found in hilly regions such as Jammu and Kashmir. Wool is also obtained from goat hair. The underfur of Kashmiri goat is soft. It is woven into fine servals called pashima servals. The fur on the body of camels is also used as wool. Llama and alpaca found in South America also yield wool. Here they have given different types of sheep which give wool. So let us see activity 3.2. Collect pictures of animals whose hair is used as wool. Stick them in your scrapbook. If you are unable to get pictures, try and draw them from ones given in this book. Find out words for sheep, goat, camel and yak in your local language and also in other languages of our country. Activity 3.3. Produce outline maps of India, the world. Find out and mark the places on the map where you find animals that provide wool. Use different colors to denote the location for different wool yielding animals. This can also come for your map pointings in social. From fiber to wool. For obtaining wool, sheep are reared. Their hair is cut and proceeded into wool. Let us learn about this process. Rearing and breeding of sheep. If you travel to the hill in Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Arunachal Pradesh and Sikkim, or the plains of Haryana, Punjab, Rajasthan and Gujarat, you can see shepherds taking their herds of sheep for grazing. Sheep are herbivorous and prefer grass and leaves. Apart from grazing, sheep refers also feed them on a mixture of pulses, corn, jowar, oil cakes, materials left after taking out oil from sheep, and minerals. In winter, sheep are kept indoor and fed on leaves, grain and dry fodder. Do you know why the sheep have the fur on their body? Because they want to prevent the harsh conditions. They want to prevent the snow, because in the north side most will be in snow only. Mountains all are covered by snow. So they want to prevent in that climatic condition. So the raiders, means who is taking care of the sheep, also take the wool in summer season, not in winter season. Sheep are reared in many parts of our country for wool. Table 3.1 gives the names of some breeds of sheep reared in our country for producing wool. The quality and texture of the fiber obtained from them is also indicated in the table. Certain breeds of sheep have thick coat of hair on their body, which yields good quality wool in large quantities. As mentioned earlier, these sheep are selectively bred, with one parent being a sheep of good breed. Once the red sheep have developed a thick growth of hair, hair is shaved off for getting wool. Processing fibers into wool. The wool which is used for knitting sweaters or for weaving shawls is the finishing product of a long process which involves the following steps. Step 1. The fleece of the sheep along with a thin layer of skin is removed from its body. This process is called shearing. The process through which the sheep wool is separated is called shearing. Mechanics similar to those used by barbers are used to shave off hair. Here machines which are used to cut our hairs used by barbers are also used to shave the hair of these sheep also. Usually hair are removed during the hot weather. This enables sheep to survive without their protective coat of hair. The hair provides woolen fibers. Woolen fibers are then proceeded to obtain woolen yarn. Shearing does not hurt the sheep just as it does not hurt when you get a haircut or your father shaves his beard. Do you know why? The uppermost layer of the skin is dead. Also, the hair of sheep grow again just as your hair does. Table 3.1. Some Indian breeds of sheep. Loi, good quality wool. State were found. Rajasthan, Punjab. Name of breed. Rampur Basir. Quality of wool. Brown fleece. Uttar Pradesh, Himachal Pradesh. Nali, carpet wool. Rajasthan, Haryana, Punjab. Bakarwal, for woolen shawls. Jammu and Kashmir. Marwari, coarse wool. Gujarat. Patawandi, for hosi. Gujarat. Step 2. The shed skin with hair is thoroughly washed in tanks to remove grease, dust and dirt. This is called scouring. Nowadays scouring is done by machines. Step 3. After scouring, sorting is done. The hairy skin is sent to a factory where hair of different textures are separated or sorted. Step 4. The small fluffy fibers called burrs are picked out from the hair. These are the same burrs which sometimes appear on your sweaters. The fibers are sucked again and dried. This is the wool ready to be drawn into fibers. Step 5. The fibers can be dyed in various colors as the natural fleece of sheep and goat is black, brown or white. The fibers are straightened, combed and rolled into yarn. The longer fibers are made into wool for sweaters and the shorter fibers are spun and woven into woolen cloth. So this is the shearing of sheep and this is scoring of tanks and this is scoring by machines and rolling the yarn. The processing of fiber into wool can be represented as follows: shearing, scoring, sorting, cleaning of burrs. This is important which comes in your exam. Now let us see the activity 3.4. Debate among your classmates whether it is fair on the part of human to rear sheep and then chop off their hair for getting wool. Silk. Silk fibers are also animal fibers. Silkworms spin the silk fibers. The rearing of silkworms for obtaining silk is called sericulaire. Find out from Find out from your mother, aunt, or grandmother the kind of silk sarees they have. List the kind of silk. Before we discuss the process of obtaining silk, it is necessary to know the interesting life history of the silk moth. Life history of silk moth. The female silk moth lay eggs from which hatch layers which are called caterpillars or silkworm. They grow in size, and when the caterpillar is ready to enter the next stage of the life history called pupa, it first waves a net to hold itself, then it swims its head from side to side in the form of finger of eight. During this movement of the head, the caterpillar secretes fiber made of a protein which hardens on exposure to air and becomes silk fiber. Soon the caterpillar completely covers itself by silk fibers and turns into pupa. This covering is known as cocoon. The further development of pupa into moth continues inside the cocoon. Silk fibers are used for weaving silk cloth. Can you imagine that the soft silk yarn is as strong as a comparable thread of steel? The silk yarn thread is obtained from the cocoon of the silk moth. There is a variety of silk moths which look very different from one another, and the silk yarn they yield is different in texture, coarse, smooth, shiny. Thus, tassel silk, mogo silk, kosa silk, etc. are obtained from cocoon spun by different types of moths. The most common silk moth is the mulberry silk. The silk fiber from the cocoon of the moth is soft, incandescent and elastic and can be dyed in beautiful colors. Serratulator or culture of silkworms is very old occupation in India. India produces plenty of silk on a commercial scale. Activity 3.5. Collect pieces of silk cloth of various types and paste them in your scrapbook. You can find them in a tailor's shop among the heap of waste cut pieces. Take help of your mother, aunt or teacher and identify the types of silk such as mulberry silk, tassel silk, iris silk, muga silk, etc. Compare the texture of these silks with that of the artificial silk pieces which contain synthetic fibers. Try and collect pictures of different moths whose caterpillars provide the various types of silk. Activity 3.6. Take an artificial synthetic silk thread and a pure silk thread. Burn these threads carefully. Did you notice any difference in the smell while burning? Now burn a wool fiber carefully. Did it smell like burning of artificial silk or that of a pure silk? Can you explain why? To remember when the cocoon stage is reached in the life history of the silk moth, try the following activity. Activity 3.7. Photocopy figure 3.9. Cut out pictures of the stages of their life history of the silk moth and paste them on pieces of cardboard of chart paper. Jumble them. Now try and arrange the stages in the current sequence in a cyclic form. Whoever does it fastest wins. You may also describe the life history in your own words. Write it down in your scrapbook. Let's read this. In India, women are significantly involved in various kinds of industries related to silk productions. These are rearing of silkworms, reeling of silk from cocoons, and processing of raw silk into fabrics. By their enterprises, they contribute into the national economics. China leads the world in silk production. India also ranks among the leading silk producers countries. China is the first country having the silk production, and India is the second country to have the silk production. From cocoon to silk. For obtaining silk, moths are reared and their cocoons are collected to get silk threads. Rearing silkworms. A female silk moth lays hundreds of eggs at a time. Figure 3.10. The eggs are stored carefully on the strips of cloth or paper and sold to silkworm farmers. The farmers keep eggs under hygienic conditions and under suitable conditions of temperature and humidity. The eggs are warmed to a suitable temperature for the larvae to hatch from eggs. This is done when mulberry trees bear a fresh crop of leaves. The larvae, called caterpillars or silkworm, eat day and night and increases abnormally in size. The larvae are kept in clean bamboo trays along with freshly chopped mulberry leaves. After 25 to 30 days, the caterpillar stops eating and moves to the tiny chamber of bamboo in the tray to spin cocoons. Small racks or twins may be provided in the tray to which cocoons get attached. The caterpillar or silkworm spins the cocoon inside which develops the silk moth. Processing silk. A pile of cocoons is used for obtaining silk fibers. The cocoons are kept under the sun or boiled or exposed to steam. The silk fibers separated out. The process of taking out threads from the cocoon for use as silk is called reeling the silk. Reeling is done in special machines which unwind the threads or fibers of silk from the cocoon. Silk fibers are then spun into silk threads which are woven into silk clothes by weaver. Let's read now question and answers. Chapter 3, Fiber to Fabrics. Question number 1. You must be familiar with the following nursery rhymes. Baba Baba black sheep, have you any wool? Mary had a little lamb whose fleece was white as snow. Answer. Wool is obtained from the hairy fibers, hair of the sheep. For the second one, the answer is white fleece of lamb refers to the white colored hair of the lamb. You can write this. I will wait for you a few seconds. Question 2. The silkworm, a caterpillar, a larva. Choose the correct option. Answer is both A and B. Which of the following does not ail wool? Yak, camel, goat, woolly dog. Woolly dog. Question number 4. What is meant by the following terms? Rearing, shearing, circulature. This is very important question which comes in your exam definitely. Rearing. Rearing means helping someone to grow up. Shearing. It is the process of removal of fleece along with a thin layer of skin from the body of sheep. Serraculator. Serraculator refers to the rearing of silkworms to obtain silk. This will also be in your 10th class. Question number 5. Given below in a sequence of steps in the process of wool. Which are missing steps? Add them. Sharing dash, sorting dash dash dash. Sharing, scoring, sorting, picking of birds, dyeing of fibers, making of yarn. Make sketches of 2 stages in the history of the silk moth which are directly related to the production of silk. Answer. The 2 stages in the life of history moth directly related to the silk production are. They'll ask you to draw the diagrams. So let us see this carefully. You can pause the video and you can draw this, or you can take a screenshot. This is also very important question. Question number 7. Out of the following, which are the 2 terms related to silk production? Sexual, floricular, moricular, apicular, and silvicular. Hints. Silk production involves cultivation of mulberry leaves and rearing silkworms. Hint 2. Scientific name of mulbera is Morus alba. This will come as a filling the blank. Note this. Answer. Certical and moriculture. Question number 8. Match the following words of column 1 with those given in column 2. Scoring mulberry. Scoring, cleaning shade skin. So let us first read the questions. Column 1. Scoring, mulberry leaves, yak, cocoon. Yield skin fibers. Column 2. Yield skin fibers, wool yielding animal, food of silkworm, reeling, cleaning shade skin. Answer. Column 1. Scoring, cleaning shade skin, mulberry leaves, food of silkworm, yak, wool yielding animals, cocoon, yield silk fibers. Given below in crossword puzzle, based on this lesson, use hints to fill the blank spaces with letters that complete the word. So this is the puzzle. They are asking that first one downwards. Thrown washing. Second one animal fiber. Long thread-like structure. Across. Keep warm. It's living or eaten by silkworm, hatches from egg moth. So first CD, through washing, first one in down. So the answers are first one in downward, through washing, and first one in across, keeps warm, and second one animal fiber. Second one in across, its leaves are eaten by silkworm, and the third one in the straight, long thread-like structure, and the third one in the across, hatches from egg of moth. This is the answers which you can see it. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe, share and comment.